Welcome to the 2025 FASNY Convention in scenic Hauppauge, New York. Convention is a great time to take care of association business, have some fun, refresh connections and friendships, and make new ones. Perhaps, most importantly, it is a time to learn and grow. An issue that FASNY has been on the forefront is behavioral health and mental wellness. The jobs we do become more demanding and complex every day. This puts increasing amounts of stress on every first responder, far more than we have ever seen. The men and women who protect their communities are society's greatest resource. FASNY is committed to building an environment that reduces this stress and provides proper assistance to individuals who need help coping with the demands of being a first responder. We stand firm in this commitment to every first responder, both today and into the future. The unfortunate reality is that more firefighters die from suicide than in the line of duty. The time for ignoring mental health challenges, for sucking it up, for sweeping it under the rug is long past. We all need to confront what's bothering us instead of covering it up, because those feelings always come back to haunt us. Depression, anxiety, stressful days, and sleepless nights are not things we must simply accept. They are things we are obligated to do something about. FASNY is proud to feature 2 volunteer fire departments that have implemented innovative programs to help their people deal with trauma, achieve balance, and maintain peace of mind. The Niskayuna Volunteer Fire Department is literally going to the dogs, or rather, the dogs are coming to them. Operation at Ease's Therapy Dog program gives firefighters canine care and comfort and helps them to release their problems and feelings. Meanwhile, the Wilton Volunteer Fire Department is engaged in a 2-pronged approach that improves both physical fitness and mental wellness with the expertise of a team of trainers and a licensed therapist. Let's take a closer look at how these 2 departments are leading the way in dealing successfully with mental wellness.
I'm Joni Bonilla. I'm the founder of Operation at Ease. We are a service dog organization for veterans and first responders, and we also provide animal-assisted therapy in the form of therapy dogs. We started as a service dog organization for veterans, and in doing that work, we realized there was just a lack of resources for the first responder community. Our service dog program was readily accepted by the veteran community, not so much more hesitant by the first responder community. So we created the therapy dog program to kind of bridge that gap. It's the easiest form of mental health support you can get. You know, they're not asking you questions. You don't have to tell them a story. No one's going to check in with how you feel. You know, these dogs aren't going to ask, what are you, a 1 or 10? You know, they're just there, and they're happy to see you. They want you to touch them. You know, it just disengages you from whatever else is happening and allows you just to be in the moment. And I mean, your dog's always going to like you. A dog is always going to be happy to see you. Your dog doesn't care if your day is bad, if you're sad, if things didn't go how you wanted. Like, they're just grateful you're here. Like, the dogs 9 times out of 10 will zero in on a person that they think needs them. You know, our therapy dogs are really good at that.
So the dogs come once or twice a month, depending on their availability and on our drill schedule. We try to have them come to training evolutions that take place here in the firehouse, and something that's kind of controlled so that we're not, exposing the dogs to any sort of dangers on a more advanced training scene, or putting our firefighters at any sort of risk of trying to manage the training and the dog at the same time. And when the dogs come, we meet with the handlers ahead of time and give them a little bit of an overview of what we're going to be working on. And then we pretty much give them free reign of the station to walk around, to experience the drill, to visit with the firefighters. And we allow it to kind of happen organically. Beyond that, what we were trying to do with this program was to look at ways that we can intercept a mental health challenge somewhere before it actually becomes a crisis. So the dogs became a segue for us to start allowing firefighters to talk about how they were doing, how they were feeling, and they kind of became the icebreaker to start those conversations.
Jody actually reached out to me. She had this program and, would we be interested? And I said, absolutely. I, have grown up with dogs, been a huge part of my life. So it was a win-win from what I saw in the beginning. So I reached out to the current chief and said, hey, we got an idea here. What do you think? And he said, absolutely. Have her come in. And that's kind of where it started. On drill night when the therapy dogs come in, it's an immediate reaction from the members. They will sit up in their chair if we're having lecture or in a meeting. They'll engage with the dogs right away. Doesn't really matter what else is going on. They just immediately kind of turn to the dogs, and it's a positive experience. It's definitely increased our awareness of kind of what's going on and allowed us to interact more openly in an apartment.
And then when I joined Wilton Fire and started learning more about the fire service and learning more about some of the big things that are killing firefighters, hurting firefighters, initially I got involved with the physical side of things. And then I think it's been about 4 years, we started contracting with Max Level Fitness in Saratoga Springs.
I'm Danielle Borelli.
I'm Heather Lewis.
I'm Amanda Ruggiero.
And where are y'all from?
We are all trainers at Max Level Fitness and Athletics in Saratoga Springs, New York. We come here 3 times a week, and the point of us coming here is to help them get stronger, keep them healthy. They're putting their lives on the line and they're doing a lot of strenuous work, and we just want to make sure that they are in the best physical fitness that they are so that they can go there and perform their jobs with ease and keep all of us and everybody else in the surrounding town safe.
We kick their butt, we keep them in line, all right, the best that we can, but it's just also that we love to see them smiling when they're done. It's just a good feeling overall to know that they leave us every single week and we made a difference for them like they make a difference for us.
It started just with firefighters. So if you were a member of Wilton Fire, you could come and do it. And then as the program evolved, we actually opened it up to families as well. I always had this goal of trying to make people healthier. And making people healthier is not just about physical fitness. There's the physical side, there's an emotional side, there's the mental side, and I wanted to try and kind of encompass that. I had a goal when I started this program to kind of start with one thing and get people involved, get people buying into the program, if you will, and that was the physical portion.
I think the physical fitness, the program kind of instilled other healthy habits in my life, changing my diet and everything, and I did lose quite a bit of weight. The fitness regimen really did encourage me to change how I was eating, so it kind of holistically changed me for the better. Definitely stronger, definitely healthier, definitely more mobile, and I definitely feel as though I can do things with greater ease here at the fire department than I could previously.
The next part of that, just looking at the statistics, with the number of first responders that are falling victim to suicide, that have terrible thoughts, all that kind of stuff, I wanted to kind of see what we could do to change that. The second portion of what I wanted to try and do is bringing on a therapist on our staff to help people in a more proactive way. So if you can start to recognize some of those signs, symptoms, thoughts, feelings before it gets to that point, hey, maybe that'll help someone. And we kind of came up with once a month, once every 6 weeks, let's just bring people together. And we call it the mental health round table. So we just sit in a conference room and Tandy talks to us and put different scenarios, different activities. And she's usually got a theme every week, and we just kind of talk about that. And I think it's been very nice to see people you wouldn't maybe expect open up and talk are doing so.
The issues that they bring to the table are work-life balance, trying to juggle between work, a full-time job, along with volunteering with the fire department, and then trying to have their own obligations with family and social life, and then also sleep disturbances is very common. So some steps that other fire departments can take, right, is one, partnering with a mental health provider in your area and who specializes in trauma and or first responders. And then also a big thing with a lot of research behind it is peer support, right? So having your peers come alongside with a therapist and understanding, like, the actual nature of what's going on with firefighters, and then having that peer be open and honest and kind of fostering communication and dialogue about mental health. So the barriers and stigmas that I hear a lot about people not wanting to access mental health in the fire department is one, they're afraid. They're afraid for their peers to know that maybe they're struggling with something. It makes them feel less than, or they're afraid that if somebody else finds out that they won't even be able to perform their duties as a firefighter. We want them operating and functioning at their very best so that they can also help others in need, but they can also live a life to their own fullest, right?
The mental wellness program, just discussing tools and techniques and things that people can use in their daily life, I think is really, really important and helpful. I think it gives us a greater understanding of we're all in this together, even with people's trials and tribulations, and that, you know, no one is above or below needing help, asking, getting help. And I also think it's given people a comfort level in talking to each other about things that need to be talked about.
Hi, I'm Eugene Perry, President of the Firefighters Association of the State of New York. The theme of my presidency has been to address and respond to the mental health challenges faced by first responders. We hope these stories will inspire, enlighten, and motivate you to pursue your own programs that will help your firefighters in mind as well as in body. Get in touch with us. We'd love to get you started. For more information, go to FASNY.com and visit our health and wellness page.